Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is September 15, 2014. My name is Nick Santiago. Thank you for joining us today. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures right now are trading lower by about $1.50, but overnight they were down much more. So if you were watching the market last night around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you'll see that futures were down about 7 or 8 points, but they have come roaring back, so to speak, only down about 1 3/4 points to 1983 per contract at the moment. So we'll see where this thing winds up, but there's a lot that's going to go on this week. Later in the week, at the end of the week, you're going to have quadruple witching options expiration. That's where 4 different asset classes expire. This week should be filled with a ton of rumors. You're also going to have the Alibaba IPO later this week, and then on Wednesday you'll have the FOMC announcement. So the Federal Reserve will give their policy statement for the United States there. Basically, what are they going to do with interest rates? Are they going to cut their quantitative easing? So there's a lot going on. There's a lot that's going to shake out this week. So be prepared for an action-packed week. Plus, with the quadruple witching options expiration and the light trading volume that we've seen recently, this is telling us this is going to make for a very interesting trading morning each and every day. Alright, so let's get right into a few stocks here that are in the news today. We definitely have some news. First one is Cognizant, CTSH. They are buying out a company for $2.7 billion, a private firm. So the market seems like it likes this news. Again, I've been watching the 48.70 level. When this gets to 48.70, be very careful there. That's a level where this stock could very well stall out. So watch Cognizant, give it the upside to 48.70. When it gets there, it should hit a brick wall. We'll see how it plays out at that level. If you own it, congratulations. Trail your stop loss. If you don't own it, don't be a buyer here, because the stock maybe it runs up to 48.70. I might even consider shorting that level. All right, let's take a look at Radio Shack. It looks like Radio Shack, the CFO left. Ticker is RSH. Right now the stock is trading at $1.06. It closed at 91 cents. So good little pop. I'm seeing a ton of resistance for Radio Shack at around $1.26, $1.27 if it can get up there. Again, I don't think the news is all that terrific. So you had an officer of the company leave, but I don't know if there's anything more than that to it. But nonetheless, Radio Shack is getting a little bit of a pop. Next stock I'm seeing in the news today is Cree. Cree makes these LED light bulbs. They have the technology that does that. Right now the stock is trading at $41.20. It closed at $42.67. So pretty decent dip here for Cree. I'm going to say the stock has a little bit of support around $40. And after that, it's much lower. It's all the way down to $34.18. So be very careful with Cree this morning. But watch for some short-term intraday support around $40. There could be a little bit of a bounce around that level. The next one up, we're going to talk about Microsoft, MSFT, Mr. Softy. Stock is trading at $46.57. It looks like Microsoft is confirming that rumor that they are going to buy out the maker of the Minecraft video game called Mojang. So again, I think they're going to pay $2.5 billion for that. That has been confirmed by Microsoft today. Generally, anytime a company makes a purchase, the stock will normally go down. Microsoft closed at $46.69, so it's basically right at the same level. If the stock does sell off, then we'd have to look at it closely. The only level I'm seeing that would interest me today in Microsoft would be $43.50. If it does get down there, that's a level where you could scoop the stock up. Other than that, I don't really see much on the upside or the downside until that level. That's the only downside level that would interest me. So be somewhat careful with Microsoft, at least today, at least going forward. A stock I am seeing up before the opening bell is TAP. This is Molson Coors. Really good move here. I'm not sure what the news is at all, but the stock is breaking out to new all-time highs. So if you own the stock, just trail the stop loss. If you don't own it, I would not be a buyer up here. Let it pull back, let it stall. You could buy it on a pattern. It is up a ton already. Stock closed at $71.80. It's now trading at $78.25. So again, if you own it, just trail the stop loss. If you don't own it, leave it alone. Let's take a look at NPSP. This is a biotech. NPSP. I believe They received some type of news last week about a drug that they have coming out. I forget exactly what it was, but you could check out the news for yourself. But either way, the stock is getting hit a little bit today. It closed on Friday at $32.70. Today it's trading at $29.55. The only level I'm seeing that would even attract me to this stock is $24. So pretty decent decline on MPSP this morning before the opening bell. There's not a ton of volume in the name. I believe so far it has traded pretty decently, so it could have more downside to go. But if it cracks through this $29 level, watch $24.05 today. It's a rather thin stock, meaning rarely does it trade a million shares a day when I say thin. And these stocks can overshoot. But a level around 24 bucks, I'd start to get interested. That's where I would start to look for a bounce in this name. Let's take a look at Terex, T-E-X. I'm not sure of the news here either, but the stock has sold off pretty decently. So you had a good little solid pullback here on TEX. Stock closed at $34.70. It is now trading at $32, so that's a pretty good fall. There's a little minor support at $31.64. The only level I'm seeing after this is going to be around $28.75 to $28.50. So watch that level. If the stock does get down there, that's where it could give you a bounce. So keep that on the radar. There's also a whole lot of support right around $27.38. So keep an eye on the $28.75 level, $28.50 maybe, and then $27.38. Both levels look pretty solid, and then there's a pretty solid support level around $25 should the stock trade lower. The other stock I'm looking at in the news here is Tesla. I don't know what the news is on Tesla, but the stock closed at $279.20. It's now trading at $273.60. Not a lot of volume in the name, so I'm not sure if this downside will hold, but Tesla's definitely been one of the more volatile stocks. The stock still looks okay on the charts, even if this pullback is occurring. So be a little bit careful today, at least intraday. Remember, this is options expiration on Friday, the monthly expiration for the month of September. You're going to get a lot of game playing. You're going to get a lot of pre-market moves. You're going to get articles out and rumors, and you're going to get ridiculous upgrades and downgrades, and a lot of chatter. So just be careful, be a little bit aware. That's what goes on this week. This is really what I like to call the real Shark Week for the stock market. All right, let's take a look here at gold market today. Gold is trading up about $2.50. It was up a little bit more. Right now, gold futures are at $1,234 an ounce. Let's go to the GLD. GLD right now is trading at around $118.67. It closed at $118.38, so you do have a little bit of an uptick here for gold. I don't see anything great nor anything terrible for gold. It's more neutral than anything else, so we'll see how it plays out. Remember, the stronger dollar has definitely been hurting gold. Also, the stronger dollar-yen chart has been hurting gold. If the dollar can pull back, dollar-yen sells off, I think gold will catch a bid, but again, it's still a tall order for that to happen these days, as gold has really been somewhat on the weaker side on the back of a stronger dollar and the back of a stronger dollar yen. All right, let's take a look at the oil markets. Light sweet crude right now is trading lower by 99 cents to $91.29 a barrel. Let's go to the USO, which is a good way to trade light sweet crude. You're going to see this is trading at $34.05. It closed at $34.38. I think crude still looks pretty weak to me. Be very, very careful here. I am showing some support around $33.75 on the USO, but anyway you slice it or dice, and when oil can't catch a bid, despite of all the geopolitical events that are taking place around the world, that's telling us that crude is pretty weak. So again, be a little bit careful with crude right now. Again, I don't really see much strength in this commodity at the moment, but it is options expiration, and hey, you never know what can happen during options X. All right, let's do a quick futures check. You're going to see that the S&P 500 E-mini futures are trading down just 75 cents right now, or 3/4 of a point, to 19.84 per contract. Again, we'll see where this market finishes up today, but futures have come off the lows pretty decently. They were down, like I said earlier, in overnight trading around 7-8 points, but now just down 3/4 of 1 point. So it's going to make for an interesting week. Remember, we have the FOMC, the Federal Reserve, on Wednesday, Alibaba IPO later this week, and you also have quadruple witching options expiration on Friday. So get ready for a very, very choppy, wild week of trading here, really beginning today. So we'll see how this all plays out. But again, come on over to the intraday stock chat at 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll see everything that we're doing. Have a great trading day. We'll see you on the charts.